Hello everyone. Today we are going to look forward with the new concepts. In the last lecture we had dealt with few of the concepts such as deforestation, afforestation, anthropogenic concepts, biotic components, abiotic components. I hope you people remember all these concepts very well because on the basis of these concepts itself we will be moving forward with our new concept, and these new concepts will be taking us into the depth of our further concepts of EST. So let's move forward with the first concept for today. Our today's first concept is called as biosesquitrization. Keep in mind the word that is called as biosesquitrization. Also आप लोगों को एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री वर्ड होगा इसके साथ में जिसका वर्ड प्रोनाउंसिएशन होगा कार्बन सेस्क्यूट्राइजेशन. सो आपको दोनों कंसेप्ट्स डिटेल्ड में याद रखना है. Let's move on with the very first concept, that is biosesquitrization. Then we will understand the second concept, that is carbon sesquitrization. Biosesquitrization actually is a process of capturing and storing the carbons in living organisms, that is plants and algae. Then what is the meaning of carbon sesquitrization? Carbon sesquitrization also means the same thing. That is, you have to capture the carbon dioxide or carbon products and you have to store it into the plants. Then what is basically the difference? Now let's understand the difference of carbon sesquitrization and biosesquitrization. So basically carbon biosesquitrization is a newly developed process. Okay, even though we say that it is not a new process, that means कार्बन को हम ट्रैप करते हैं इनटू द प्लांट्स जो फूड में कन्वर्ट होगा, और ये फूड कन्वर्जन हमें कार्बोहाइड्रेट के फॉर्म्स में अवेलेबल होता है थ्रू द हेल्प ऑफ प्लांट्स, दैट इज वेजिटेशन प्लांट, जिसको हम कंज्यूम करते हैं और इसका कन्वर्जन होता है ग्लूकोज में, राइट. सो ये हम बाद में देखेंगे प्रोसेस. आपको सिर्फ इतना याद रखना है that biosesquitrization is not a new process, yet it is a new technology. Why am I saying such thing? Reason is because we people, like I said in the last lecture, have developed with the technologies, and when we have developed with the technologies we have created a very huge amount of carbon. That means with the help of industries, with the help of companies, with the help of mining processes, with the help of under oceanic processes, हम कार्बन ज़्यादा डेवलप कर रहे हैं. So what is the actual role of biosesquitrization? The biosesquitrization is one kind of engineered process. In this engineered process, we create plants or algae or such kind of organism which can trap the carbon dioxide which is produced in excess amount. जहाँ पे या फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोल माइंस हो गए या फिर इंडस्ट्रीज होगी जहाँ पे पोल्यूशन ज़्यादा क्रिएट होता है, जहाँ पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एमिशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, वहाँ पे इंजीनियर्ड प्लांट्स एंड अलगीज, दैट मीन्स ऐसे प्लांट्स एंड अलगीज को जेनेटिकली इंजीनियर किया जाता है, एट द सेम टाइम वो आर्टिफिशियली वहाँ पे प्लांट किए जाते हैं. Keep in mind the area which has a huge amount of pollutant, okay, especially coal or oil refineries or carbon products containing refineries जहाँ पे ज़्यादा pollutant होता है, naturally plants cannot grow in these areas. That means especially vegetation plants or agricultural plants, they do not have the capability to grow in that particular land area. Then what we have to do, we have to create the plants in greenhouses, and these plants will be in turn planted into the areas जहाँ पे coal या फिर oil deposit ज़्यादा होंगे. इससे क्या होगा, you will be capturing or you will be making a area greener in the part so that it captures the carbon dioxide or carbon containing components or oil containing components or deposits of carbon or deposits of oil into itself, which will create a carbon lessening amount in atmosphere. That means plants capture करेंगे, algae capture करेगा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर वाटर सोर्स होता है और वहां पे पोल्यूटेंट ज्यादा हो गया है तो आपको अलगी प्लेस करना पड़ेगा। जब आप अलगी प्लेस करोगे वहां पर क्या होगा, कार्बन डिपॉजिट जो ज्यादा हो चुका है या फिर ऑयल डिपॉजिट जो ज्यादा हो चुका है किसी भी एक पर्टिकुलर पॉन्ड में या वाटर रिसोर्स में, वो पर्टिकुलर एल्गी पूरा ऑयल कंटेंट, पूरा कार्बन कंटेंट अपने आप में ले लेगा एंड इट विल बी कन्वर्टिंग इट इनटू द प्रोसेस थ्रू केमिकल रिएक्शन, जिसके वजह से क्या होगा, आपका जो इमिटेड कार्बन होगा एटमॉस्फेयर में, इमिटेड प्रोडक्ट्स होंगे कार्बन के, वो क्या होंगे अब कंपैरेटिवली लो हो जाएंगे, जिसकी वजह से क्या होगा, योर क्लाइमेट विल बी मच मोर हेल्दियर देन कंपेयर टू व्हाट was there when the carbon systems were present. So what is the reason we are using the engineering process of biosesquitrization? It's just for the reason that we have to balance the greenhouse gases. We need to balance the greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases को कंट्रोल करने के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि आप कार्बन को कंट्रोल करें। अगर आप कार्बन को कंट्रोल करते हो तो आपका एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन काफी ज्यादा नॉर्मल होने लगता है। That is the role of biosesquitrization. Now, second important thing you have to keep in mind while studying biosesquitrization. Biosesquitrization is not only used to lower the volume of carbon. That is true कि कार्बन ट्रैप होगा, कार्बन जितना ट्रैप होगा उतना ही ज्यादा हम उससे फ्री हो पाएंगे. That means we will be able to live a less free pollutant in less free pollutant area. But at the same time, the biosesquitrization process is used to improve the soil quality, water quality, biodiversity. Now, what do you mean by soil quality? For example, if you have a land area which is barren, that means वहाँ पे plantation नहीं है, forestry नहीं है, agriculture नहीं है, vegetation नहीं है, completely barren land area है. Why is this taking place? Just for the reason because somewhere in the land there is much content or deposition of carbon. That means minerals कम हो गए हैं, carbon deposition ज़्यादा हो गया है. Now what we can do, we can plant the trees over there which has the capacity to hold the soil and minerals as well as reduce the carbon production or carbon in the atmosphere. सो हम इस जगह पे कौन से प्लांट लगा सकते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूकेलिप्टस प्लांट्स और नीलगिरी प्लांट्स. दैट मीन्स द प्लांट विच हैव अ वेरी ह्यूज हाइट, जो काफी ज्यादा लंबे होते हैं हाइट में. ये प्लांट्स अगर हम प्लेस करेंगे तो इसके दो प्रॉफिट होगी. फर्स्ट वन, दे विल बी हेल्पफुल इन होल्डिंग द सॉइल. दैट मीन्स जो आपका डिपोजिशन होता है सॉइल में, दैट इज वाटर कंटेंट का डिपोजिशन होता है, उसे होल्ड करने की कैपेसिटी किस में होती है, प्लांट के रूट्स में. So if you plant more trees over there which are having a good holding capacity of minerals in soil and water, the soil will remain intact and regain its property. Regain its property, that means improve the quality of minerals, improve the quality of soil texture, improve the quality of habitat in the soil, because soil is a living area. Soil के अंदर भी biotic components होते हैं. So henceforth, by improving the content of soil, we are developing the biodiversity or habitat in the soil. So that is one part. The second part, that we can improve the water resources. So water resources, अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा था, water resources means if there is an industry which is emitting out the water in a pollutant form, what we do, we inhibit a biosesquitrized algae. Okay, algae, वहाँ पे plant नहीं होगा, वहाँ पे algae जाएगा. Algae is being placed in the water resource, in these water resources, and what these algae do, whatever the pollutant are being there present in the water, contaminated water, खराब पानी में जो भी pollutant होगा उसे वो absorb कर लेंगे, and these pollutant when absorbed by these algae, they survive on these pollutant for some time and later on they die. ओके, दैट मीन्स पोल्यूटेंट भी खत्म हो जाएंगे, एल्गी जो कि अनवांटेड मटेरियल की तरह ग्रो होता होगा वो भी खत्म हो जाएगा. इन दिस फॉर्म वी विल एक्चुअली improve and protect our water resources also. The third one, that we will improve the rural economy. Now what do you mean by rural economy? because in the areas where the industries are present, you are not able to create or generate a fruitful environment of agriculture. Now, because there is only industrial area, there is emission of carbon. So, because of carbon emission, there is a lack of food generation in such areas. What biosecurtization does, because the soil, like we said, we are improving the property of soil, we are creating much minerals in the soil. In turn, what we will have now, we will have the ability to grow the plants which will be beneficial for human. That means they will be helpful in agriculture, or there'll be some kind of plants which are medicinal, or some kinds of plants which are used for arty crafts, or maybe some kinds of plants which is used for specially furniture. So we will develop an area which will enhance our income. Okay, so that is the role of biosecurtization. The next one, like we said, we will go into the agriculture. हम उसमें agriculture develop करेंगे, land source अच्छा हो जाएगा, minerals develop हो जाएंगी, हम agricultural products develop कर सकेंगे. Now one thing more, agricultural products in this area does not mean that you have to sow wheat, rice, jawar, bajra, etc., etc. That is not possible, because that is a kind of hard land areas. So which plant you can plant over there? Agricultural plants, but which can survive in hard land areas also. That means if the minerals over there reduce by some time, they can also survive over there. Okay, at the same time, they should have the capacity to survive in low water sources also. So ऐसे एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड एरिया या फिर फॉरेस्ट लैंड एरियाज को डेवलप करने का प्रोसेस जो होगा, that is with the help of biosecurtization. So always keep in mind, biosecurtization means it is a natural process, not a new process. We are going through this process for since years together. Because अगर biosecurtization नहीं होता, that means carbon sequestration नहीं होता, तो हम जी नहीं पाते. Human or organisms which are surviving with the help of oxygen would have not been there. This is all just because of biosecurtization. So it is not a new process, it is an old process. But what do you mean by biosecurtization is you are engineering. That means the word bio itself describes that biologically you are entering a new organism into a natural world or natural source where you are trying to capture more carbon dioxide. Okay, सिंपल वर्ड्स में आप याद रख सकते हो कि कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन में क्या होता है कि प्लांट्स होते हैं, एनिमल्स होते हैं जो कैप्चर करते हैं कार्बन को. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम ओशंस ले ले, तो ओशंस में भी कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन होता है. सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन का मतलब ही होता है कैप्चर करना. ओके, कार्बन प्रोडक्ट्स को कैप्चर करना, ये जैसे लैंड पे होता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्लांट्स, सिमिलरली इट हैपेंस इन ओशंस आल्सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ phytoplanktons, and these phytoplanktons capture the carbon present in the water resources. Okay, so इनका सर्वाइवल कैसे होता है? जो भी कार्बन तैयार होगा इन द ओशन, डीप ओशंस या फिर रिवर्स या फिर सीज, they plant the plants in the oceans called as phytoplanktons, they will capture the carbon, and these carbon will help them to survive. Okay, in turn, what they will do, they will purify the ocean, they will clean the ocean, and hence this process is very normal. So this process is going on from years together, and this process, what we have done, we have anthropogenically created a new activity. हमने anthropogenically human created activity create की है, जिसमें हम natural inhabitants में कुछ आर्टिफिशियली डेवलप्ड प्लांट, एल्गी, ऑर्गेनिज्म इंसर्ट करेंगे. कहाँ पर? जहाँ पे कार्बन कंटेंट बहुत ज़्यादा हो चुका है, एंड नाउ वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट दिस कार्बन कंटेंट इनटू अ यूजफुल प्रोडक्ट. ओके, so that is called as carbon sequestration and biosecurtization. Let's move on to the next concept, that is called as biotope. So biotope को आप याद कैसे रखोगे? Consider that biotope is nothing else but your address. Okay, so biotope is something called as an address or a place where you live, with your other environmental condition. Okay, for example, you are one of the organism who is surviving in this complete habitat or complete environment, but you are not alone over here. So you are being uh, accompanied with other organisms. For example, your friends, your colleagues, your classmates, your teachers, other organisms like maybe a dog, cat, or birds, plants, flowering plants, vegetation plants, any kind of plants, water resources, water bodies, etc. etc. That is called as environment. And when you are living there in an environment with all these organisms, that will be called as a biotope. Okay, so simple example of biotope, that is plants and organisms when they live together with combination of each other in just a single place, that is called as a biotope. Clear? So बायोटोप का मतलब होता है एक ऑर्गेनिज्म दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म के साथ में रहता है. Maybe that organism is different in its habitat. That means human living with dogs, cats, birds, fish, etc. etc. That is different habitat, but we stay together, and that is called as a biotope. So basically some English speaking countries use instead of biotope the word called as habitat. But actually somewhere there is a distinguishing feature between a biotope and a habitat. For example, consider that I am asking you what is your residential address. Okay? The word called as residential address. That means मैं आपको आपके address पूछ रही हूँ घर का. That time it will be called as a habitat. Okay, so habitat also means the same thing, that you are living in an environment with other living organism, but slight difference क्या होता है? Habitat is a place where you are comfortable, right? On another hand, biotope is a place where you have to create your comfort zone. That means आपको compete करना पड़ता है, आपको रेस करना पड़ता है for survival over there. Habitat does not gives you that condition. So याद कैसे रखोगे आप लोग? Habitat is your residential address, your home address. On another hand, if I ask you something about your college address, that means it is your biotope. So biotope में क्या होता है? आप दूसरों के साथ रहते हो, compete करते हो, and then you try to survive. That is called as biotope. On the other hand, habitat में क्या होता है? You live in your own comfort zone, in your own situations, with your own rules. That is called as habitat. Okay. Let's move on with the next concept, and the next concept is called as CFCS. So you people might be knowing, or you might be having a bit idea about CFCS. We'll just go into the detail of CFCS, but you have to keep in mind that CFCS discussed today is a very, even though detailed, yet a partial form. Reason is because हम CFCS को ज़्यादा डिटेलिंग में स्टडी करेंगे जब हम प्रोटोकॉल स्टडी करेंगे. ओके, कॉन्फ्रेंस स्टडी करेंगे, प्रोटोकॉल स्टडी करेंगे. एट दैट टाइम CFCS will be discussed in much detail. Right now for today you have to keep in mind that CFCS का full form क्या होता है, because this is a question which is every time asked in your final examination and we people mostly confused. Reason is because there are 4 options which sounds very similar. Henceforth आपको ये बहुत ज़्यादा learn करके रखना है. CFCS means chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so the word itself describes that it is having some content of carbon, it is having some content of chlorine, some content of fluorine, some content of hydrogens also. Then what is the difference? So basically CFCS में और ज़्यादा content होता है, that is called as volatile contents or volatile components. Volatile components वो components होते हैं जो easily vanishable होते हैं या फिर easily height पे जा सकते हैं, easily evaporate हो सकते हैं. That is called as volatile components. So CFCS are basically somewhat a halogenated paraffin components. That means they can easily be vanished. For example, like petrol, which can easily be vanished into the atmosphere, within few seconds. So if you keep open these components such as diesel or petrol, you can find that they are lower in content or lower in amount if they are kept open. Why? Because they are volatile. वो जल्दी से जल्दी इवेपोरेट या एब्जॉर्ब होना शुरू हो जाते हैं एटमॉस्फेयर. सेम इज द कंडीशन विद CFCs. तो CFCs में कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, क्लोरीन, फ्लोरीन होते ही है, बट एट द सेम टाइम क्या होता है, volatile components create हो जाते हैं with the help of these components, that is carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine. And these components which are volatile are basically alcohol in nature. So alcohol products, आपको पता है alcohol का एक property होता है that they easily evaporate. That is a very crucial property of alcohol compounds. And which alcohol compounds do we find in CFCs? Major three components, that is methane, ethane and propane. So again keep in mind these things. Which are the components which are found in CFCs, which are alcohol compounds, that is methane, ethane and propane. Because this question again arises and it is one of the most confusing kind of questions. The second important thing, why CFCs, we have to study CFCs? Because CFCs are the product, or chlorofluorocarbons are the products which we use daily. For example, you use perfumes, you use deodorants, or you use any paraffin containing components. Okay, these components have somewhat a volatile nature. Have you ever observed when you spray a perfume or a deodorant or any kind of repellent products, what you find, a typical smell occurs over there, right? This smell stays with us. If you spray it on your cloth, it stays for there with you for just moment or few hours. But after some time, when you are in open space of environment or in crowded space, the smell vanishes away. Reason? Because that is a volatile product. Okay, so similarly CFCs में वही होता है. Then what is the importance? Reason is because CFCs, even though is used daily, it is one of the most hazardous product which we are using day to day in our day to day life. For example, ये product refrigerants में भी use होता है, that is air coolers, AC, air conditioners, refrigerators. जहाँ पे कूलिंग प्रोसेस होता है, रेफ्रिजरेशन प्रोसेस होता है, वहाँ पे क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन यूज ही होगा. Okay, that is one of the important factors for any coolant products, but it is one of the major hazardous problem which it causes, that is ozone depletion. That means हमारे प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर को जो कम करने का काम या फिर जिसे डिटोरिएट करने का काम अगर कोई कर रहा है, तो दैट इज chlorofluorocarbons. So we have an uppermost layer which we'll be seeing in the next lectures, uppermost layer of our atmosphere which is protecting us, and this uppermost layer of atmosphere is nothing else but ozone. So we have to protect the ozone, and then only the ozone will protect us. And what we are doing right now, by using the chlorofluorocarbons in different forms, that is maybe deodorants or perfumes or refrigerators or coolants or propellants or solvents, in any form we are trying to emit out more carbon. With more emission of carbon, with more emission of hydrogen, with more emission of methane, propane, or any other kind of volatile products, more emission of chlorine, what is the problem? It is getting, or it is reaching at the higher level of our atmospheric protective layer, and it is cutting down the layer into small parts, and gradually what we are doing right now is we are creating a hole in the ozone. सो आप लोगों ने लॉकडाउन के पीरियड में न्यूज आर्टिकल्स पढ़े होंगे दैट देयर इज अ होल ऑन द एंटार्क्टिक एंड द आर्टिक जोन. सो व्हाट इज दिस होल? बेसिकली द ओजोन इज गेटिंग डिप्लीटेड, डिटोरिएट हो रहा है, उसका लेयर कम हो रहा है, ड्यू टू विच व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? The sun rays will directly enter into the earth's surface and directly cause an effect on the human life. Okay, so this effects will study later on. सिर्फ ये याद रखो कि CFCs को क्यों पढ़ना है. Reason is because it is causing an ozone depletion. What is ozone depletion? It is nothing else but deterioration or removal or lessening of the layer which is our protective layer, that is atmospheric protective layer for the humans. What is causing the deterioration? The increase in the carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, methane products which are volatile, is causing the lessening of these atmospheric layers. And to lessen down the CFCs is the main role of present atmospheric condition. So how can you lessen down the use of chlorofluorocarbon? By using the complementary products for chlorofluorocarbon. So complementary products which we have created are called as hydrofluorocarbon, that is HFCS. Okay, so instead of using the chlorofluorocarbons or hydrochlorofluorocarbons जिसमें पैराफिन अमाउंट ज़्यादा होगा, जिसमें अल्कोहल कंटेंट ज़्यादा होगा, हम क्या करेंगे, हम रादर यूज करेंगे HFCS, that is hydrofluorocarbons, or else हम use कर सकते हैं R410 which is another a byproduct of CFCS, or R134A, that is also another byproduct of or complementary product of CFCS. ये याद रखना है आपको that CFCS are basically or popularly known as फ्रेयॉन्स. ओके, उसका ब्रांड नेम होता है फ्रेयॉन्स, या फिर कॉमनली अगर आप किसी को पूछो तो you'll be they'll be calling it as DuPonts. Okay, so what we have seen today is the basic ideas of biosesquitrization, what is importance of biosesquitrization, what is meant by biotope, what is the actual meaning of biotope and how does it differ from habitat, how English speaking countries usually make a difference between a biotope and habitat, what is carbon sesquitrization, how carbon sesquitrization, biosesquitrization are equal and what is the difference. So carbon sesquitrization natural है, biosesquitrization भी natural है, but carbon sesquitrization में हम plant implant नहीं करेंगे. It is just a natural process जिसे हम होने देंगे. सिर्फ हम implant क्या करेंगे, anthropogenic activity, for example ज़्यादा plant करेंगे, इसमें trees, naturally grown up trees. बायोसिस्किटाइजेशन में क्या करेंगे, हम इंजीनियर करेंगे प्लांट्स, algae, ट्रीज को, और देन इट विल बी प्लेस्ड इन सच एरिया जहाँ पे कार्बन डिपोजिशन काफी ज्यादा हो चुका होगा. Next we have seen the concept of CFCS, that is chlorofluorocarbon. आपको ये concepts abbreviations बहुत ज़्यादा याद करने होंगे because in final examinations we have seen in the last years that there are many abbreviations now and then asked. So you can't skip an abbreviation. So keep in mind the abbreviation. CFCS means chlorofluorocarbon. HCFCS means hydrochlorofluorocarbon. Also it is known as DuPont और popularly brand name जिसे हम कहते हैं उसे फेरॉन कहते हैं. CFCS कहाँ पे यूज होते हैं, रेफ्रिजरेंट, प्रोपेलेंट्स, परफ्यूम्स, सॉल्वेंट्स, डिओड्रेंट्स, स्प्रेज. इसका रोल क्या होता है, बेसिकली ये कूलेंट में यूज किया जाता है. इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है, इल इफेक्ट क्या है, ओजोन डिप्लीशन हो रहा है. ओजोन डिप्लीशन, ओजोन कहाँ पे होता है, इट इज एन एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर. इसके कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री प्रोडक्ट्स क्या यूज किए जा सकते हैं, दैट इज HFCS और R410A और R134A. So you have to note down all these concepts and we'll meet in the next lecture. So while meeting in the next lecture, you have to just revise it up, rewind it up, and then we'll go with the next process. Thank you.